Hello, it's Friday, February 3rd, 2012 at 3:06 p.m. Central Standard Time. I want to talk to you about a plane crash that happened earlier this morning. It was in Boise, Idaho at the airport. Micron CEO Steve Appleton, and it says the crash occurred around 9 a.m. between two runways at the airport, and actually they knew they were in trouble before and tried to come back. And it sounds like there were two people in there, or at least him and a woman who I guess was calling upon the name of the Lord. I don't know if she was saying, oh my God, which people often do before calamity comes upon them. And I guess he had a crash earlier, and he was 51 years old. And I wanted to talk to you about the weather conditions that were happening in that area about that time. If we look at the jet stream, it happened at 9 a.m. and I'm assuming it's Mountain Standard Time because that's where the crash occurred, and which equates to 16 UTC time. And this is the jet stream at 12 UTC, and you can see that we have an edge of a wind pattern right here at Boise. Boise's like right here in Idaho. And there's this big pressure area right in here. And actually this is really strange that these would swing so wide, and that the Arctic jet stream would be so high, and that the this other one would be so low. That subtropic, I think, is what this one's called. And then I wanted to take you over to NextSat, and it takes a minute for it to appear for some reason. And this is, I'll put links under the video that you can go look at these things. I'm not sure if the loops will still be there for these time periods, but this is NextSat, and it's put out by the Navy, I think. Oh, I should get these things straight. But something that I've been noticing that happens often when things go wrong is that we get these little, what I call satellite rings right in here. They show up on the satellite radars, but they just seem to appear at the, just in conjunction with events, and what I'm finding is, I think they're a result of frequency, and that the satellite is picking them up, especially that it's, this is visible satellite over here on this side of the line. This is called a terminator line here, which is the period between night and day, which there's certain things that happen during that period, like ham radio operators can get a better signal during that time period, so obviously waves must flow across it easier or something. And you can see that that was right by Boise at that time. We're looking at, let's zoom in. I'll get you the time here so you can see it. Whoops, wrong way. This is at 16:45 UTC, so let's go back to, let's see, that's frame 42. Let's go to the time of the crash. Well, 15:45. This is 15 minutes before. Then you can see the terminator lines like right in here. And then, I'm sorry, this is this is really good software, but it's hard to manipulate because everything's so big and the controls are in a weird place and the keys don't work. So this is 16:15, so this is right after the plane crash. But you can see the terminator line is right there. But what I found here was the satellite ring happened 45 minutes after the crash, if the crash happened at 9 a.m. And it's way down here in Mexico, and there's two of them. See that? Here's a white one, and here's a black one. And I don't know if that's like a negative and a positive frequency, or maybe it's a different frequency level that we're seeing. Let me zoom in just a little closer so you can kind of see. I'm going to use my slider here too. And sometimes they appear to stop, but yet they continue on. You can see this one goes into Mexico. And then I want to play this through. I'm going to zoom out a little bit so you can see it, and I can get to the control. And I want to show you these little, see how this is flashing up here, and then see these little frequency The pink and red is low cloud detection, so you're seeing waves going through the low clouds. Like right in here, you can see it by Alaska. And you can only see that low cloud distinction at night. During the daytime, they don't have something showing you the difference. So there's the terminator beam going through. And I'm going to zoom out. Actually, I'm looking for something here. I just noticed something. Let's just zoom way in on Idaho and see what we see. The little black dots are airplanes flying at high altitude. And again, Boise's right here. Those are the lights of Boise. So I want to switch over to the College of DuPage and show you a frequency ring that I found that it's not clearly visible, but yet it's there. We're looking at 1630, which is 30 minutes after the crash. And I will tie this together. I need to zoom in. You can see Boise's like right in here. But where the ring is, you're going to see it's right in here. So we're going to need to go into this river area so that you can see it moving through there. So we're at 1630. I'm going to go forward. Let's see, I'll get those texts out of the way. There's 1640. Now watch right in here. See how the river kind of breaks up? I'm going to switch back and forth. See 30, 40. Can you see it? And actually, you're seeing it in here too, because you're seeing a shift. You're seeing a shifting in the image. So where this is clearly a streak, this image up here is shifting also. Oops, go backwards. Right there. I'll see if I can zoom in more. Help you see it right in here. You see it's a band that goes all the way across. It goes all the way through here. So I'm going to unzoom this and just let it play through. Hopefully we'll go forward. Let's get it started. And slow it down a bit up here. So this is going from like 14 to 19 UTC. And also we're seeing a little flash right here in Utah. That's at 1615. So that's another evidence of one of those rings. Let's see, gotta click zoom. Let's go in here. Right there. Going backward one. There it is. Going forward one. And actually you can see the little bands right in here too, because things don't line up. This is supposed to be a line. Let's see if we can get a point where it does. Not really. So it's quite a bit of frequency going through right there. Looking at College of DuPage visible satellite for the United States, I want you to notice that right up in here in Canada we've got a white ring. Actually it's black here and then turns to white up here, and that's at 1515. That didn't show up on NextSat, but it shows up here. So this is before the crash, 45 minutes before the crash. And then going forward, here's another one that shows up over here at 1645. Now notice here it gets cut off because, I mean, it actually goes through. But see, there's two different pieces of satellite image laid over each other, so we can't see where it continues through. And then another thing, and this is going to be harder to show you, but there's a band that comes right in here and actually goes right through Boise. And you can see it here, but just barely. I'm going to go backwards. And it's right here and right here. And it comes, if you continue on, that's right at Boise. So I'm going to go back one, just in case you can see it. So watch right in here. You can just see the grays change colors, what it is. And I'm going to go ahead and unzoom and play this through so you can watch it. And it's ending at 1945 UTC and beginning about 8 UTC. And then this is the infrared satellite, and you can see we got a huge black ring showing on there on 1630 that didn't show up on the other ones. And I don't know why, like infrared showing it, you know, some show in different places. But we can see there's what I'm just trying to show you is there's a high degree of frequency going on at the time of the crash, starting at 1515, going through actually 1645, so 45 minutes afterwards. So going back 1630, 1640, and that's when we were getting that shifting. Well, no, that's coming up. I'm sorry. There's so many of them. I'm sorry. And so we just have that one. And then we got this little bumper thing going on over here too. But I'll go ahead and play this through. This is infrared, so we can see in the night. So this is 1945, starting about 11 UTC to 1945 UTC. And again, Boise is right about there. So now going over to the water vapor satellite. I've got the water, you can change the enhancement, and I've got Vapor 2 turned on just because what I want to show you, it highlights it a little better. And remember on NextSat, I was showing you those little rings in the low-level clouds? Well, they're kind of showing up here also. You can see them right up here in Canada. And then also you'll see it right in here in this area of Idaho. And then also watch where this is at the time of the crash, 1600 UTC, and this little area right here just appeared, and this is being pulled down and around. And so I don't know if you can see that. This one, I'll show you this one first. And it seems to change with that little bumper thing, because here's, see the little lines? See, there they go. It's when it's not showing that the lines show, and then when it bounces back, then they go away. Now here's that ring showing at 1630, and it comes right through this area. But see, the little lines generate down and into here, all the way down in here. I'm going to zoom in some more. Now I want to just play this through. Let's see, I don't know if there's the ring. So here's Idaho and here's Boise right here. And I got to go forward one to make sure it goes forward. See how it's pulsing? And this is growing. And then I'm going to unzoom and let it continue through. And then notice that this is all kind of circling around Colorado here. And I found something going in circles here. Do you see it? This is on the radar. And this is after the crash, like an hour and a half. Let's see. Starting about 1745, so a couple hours. And I don't know if that's pulling the storm around in a circle or what, because it's going counterclockwise. Can you see it? It's just kind of, I'll zoom in a little more. You can't really see what it is, but it's just kind of lighting up and fluctuating. And this is Pueblo, Colorado, that's focused around, I think, the Doppler. I'm pretty sure, because going over to the, I'll see if it's still showing, but their next rad loop, it shows there somewhat also. But again, this is after the crash, but that seems to be what's pulling that storm around, possibly. Can you see it going around there? I mean, you can't really see anything. You can just see things getting lumpier as it goes around. So in my opinion, from what I'm seeing here, and I'm not a meteorologist, but just from the things I'm observing, I don't think that, I think these things came into play in the plane crash. So that's my opinion, and take it for what it's worth. And you be the judge. I'll provide links for all of these under the video so you can go see and watch yourself. But there's things that are happening in the weather that are affecting people on large scale and small scale. So God bless you. Have a good day.